Hey everybody, it's Carla. Welcome to the Happy Bookmaker. I hope you're all doing great today. I thought what we would do today is what I'm going to call lesson 2 of creating digital junk journal pages or scrapbook pages or whatever you wanted to do with them. Now I use the program Procreate, and I talked all about this in the first video. So I didn't call it lesson 1 at the time, but basically it kind of was. So there I talked about the program. I talked about you could also use Photoshop and where to get images and where to get like royalty-free images for commercial use and all those kind of rules and stuff like that. So you'll want to go back to the first video to see all that stuff. But for today, this is the sheet that we created last time, and it turned out so pretty. And I did print it after, and this is how it turned out, and I think it's really cute. It's really cute. Now the only thing was, you know, I had this because I was showing you how to individually erase things, you know, and lighten them, not do the whole background sheet. So this got, you know, there's a lot of white around it, which I would never leave. I would never leave it like that. So let's say we've done it this way, and now you don't like that, but you've gone ahead and you've done all this other stuff, and you can't, you know, you'd have to undo it like a million times if you even can get that far to undo that, because that was way at the beginning. So what we're going to do is we're going to go around that, and we're going to basically insert a new background sheet. So I have done some playing around with this, so you'll see extra things in here in the layers that are frozen. So so basically what we're going to do is we are going to freeze this layer that it's on, okay? And that was the background that we had in here. And now we're going to insert the same exact thing, because we're just going to put it in and do it a little differently. And there it is, rose. And now we're going to do a free form. And this, theoretically, oh, see, now it's up too high. I want to get this down, and I want to get it way down. Let's put it down to here, because these other things are frozen. So yeah, so we've got it way down, and it's basically, that means it's underneath. Everything up above it, and I did explain this last time, is on top of it, layer-wise, okay? So I'm going to select it, and I've got freeform. I just want to stretch it out to, you know, the size that I need. And we did this last time with the original, but now we want to do something different. Okay, so we've got it in. So let's just say that we want the whole thing lighter and not just like the flowers. And I showed you how to do that, how to do individual things with the little eraser. But now we're just going to go to the opacity, and we're on that layer. And, you know, I can go all the way down. This is basically the way it was before, right? Or we can have it as opaque as we want it to be. So I think in this one, we're going to just play around, and we're going to have it, let's leave it at around 90. So we can show a lot of that stuff. And so that's how that looks. Isn't that pretty? It's really pretty. So one of the things is we had really lightened the bird cage and the bird. So let's go ahead and kind of darken, or I should say make more opaque, the bird cage and the bird. Oh, that's so pretty. I love the way, I'll do it about 90 as well. I love the way the reds work together and the pinks. And then let's go to the bird, our little birdie, and we're gonna do the same with that. I can't see under here, but I'm assuming it's doing what I want it to do. Yeah, just like that. So now the only thing is, because we have inserted a new background page, you see that the lines, like this little reddish border, now is showing through here. So let's make sure that we're back on this page. We're on that layer, and then we're going to go in and we're going to use a little eraser. And this is going to be probably different on, you know, depending on your program, how you do this. So this is our opacity, and then, or rather, this is the pencil size, and then this is the opacity. So that, which means, like, if I have this really low, it's not gonna erase as, what do we want to say, strongly, if that makes sense. The higher the opacity, the more it's going to erase, if that makes sense. Okay. So now I'm just kind of erasing that background. I mean, you can't see it a lot because there's so much going on back there. But it also kind of takes away some of that other noise in the background so you can see through the bird cage a lot nicer. Okay, and then since we're already on this layer, we can also do it to this postcard. And you see how that red is kind of disappearing there? Okay, so we can actually go ahead and make that brush a little bit bigger and just kind of lighten lightly everything behind this postcard. Okay. Hope you're not getting too much of a glare today. I did close all the shades so that you can see a little bit better. And I no longer have a ceiling fan right above where I'm recording, so you will see my head once in a while, unfortunately. I can't help that. But so there's that. Could do the same back in here. Kind of lighten up. Let's make that a little bit more opaque on this one. We're just kind of lightening that up. So I'm going to undo that because I'm going to undo both of these because you see what happened? I had a really large brush. Actually, let's undo. Love undo. Okay, do you see what happened there? The larger your brush, the more you're going to cover. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to make this a lot smaller. And now I'm going to go in and do this. You don't even realize sometimes that that's happening until afterwards and you see like this white outline. So we're fixing that right now. So now I have a smaller pen. The opacity is a little higher. Make sure I'm probably not on this page now. No, of course. Get back to the page and now go through and do your erasing like before, okay? And then you just want to be careful, and you can kind of tell like it starts like getting whiter around the edges. You can do it a little bit heavier here. You also don't want to have what looks like pencil marks. That's not fun either. So I'm just kind of lightening some of this up. Okay. I could do it back behind the music paper. As a matter of fact, that music paper is kind of coming over that red a little bit. So this is making the music paper a little whiter, and again, taking away that red line there. Okay, so when you think you have it about like you want it, I mean, you're ready to export it or print it or whatever you want to do. Nick had asked if you could, how do you save it to Procreate? Well, what you do, and what I normally do is I don't actually save it to Procreate. I do have a file called Procreate Drawings. But what I do is, they just automatically come up when you open Procreate. So if we go to Gallery, all of the drawings that I've been working on are right here, okay? And then again, you just click on it, and I can still continue to work on it. But you can, and I like I said, I don't really do this, but you can share to Procreate. So, but I just share it to, I make a JPEG or a PDF, JPEG usually, because they're the best quality. So that's what I do there. Oops, I didn't mean to click that off. Okay, so we've got our sheet, and we are ready to go ahead and save it as a JPEG. Okay, and then we can print it. I probably would go around here and clean up a little bit more of this. It looks a little bit messy, but you get the idea here. So I just wanted to show you how different it could be to, to lighten the whole background instead of just like bits and pieces. Okay, so I'm gonna print this. So while that's coming out, let's go ahead and start a new drawing. Okay, get back into Procreate. We go to Gallery, and I just select this little plus, and then we're gonna do, of course, an 8.5 by 11. Doesn't have to be, there's all different kinds of sizes depending on what your project is. So what I wanna do for this one is, I'm gonna do one without a background, and then I'm gonna do one, and then we're gonna add a background after that. So I'm gonna start by adding in some pretty images. So insert a file, this one. This is lavender. It's very large. That'd be a little large maybe. We're gonna cut that down a little bit. I wanna get this to where I can see it properly. So this is gonna be like, you know, just like going around in a couple of corners. And I think what I'm gonna do is, I think I'm gonna also put it in this corner. So I'm gonna put one in that corner. Let's just make that a little bit smaller. Okay. What does it say? And it tells you like the width and the height of it. I'm probably just gonna eyeball the next one, to be honest with you. Okay, because that's what I do. Okay, so let's, if I was real worried about it, you know, I would measure. So I want this one to be like, we wanna, oh, oops. Oh, don't do that, okay. We're gonna undo that, okay. Okay, let's get it back in there again. Insert a file. Let's try it again. Okay. All right. This time let's make it smaller. I'm going to move it. What I was trying to do was rotate it. Okay. And I want to leave a little bit of space because sometimes my printer prints it correctly and does not put a border around it. Like for some reason it did for this. I don't know why. It doesn't usually, but if it doesn't have a border, then, you know, it could cut some of this off. So I think that that's pretty close to the right size. Let's see, 970. No, I said I wasn't gonna do that. No, I'm doing it. Oh, because these are different layers. Okay, so let me get back to the first layer, which was this one. Okay, so that one. Just get these similar size. Okay, I think that's close enough. Okay, I like that. Okay, so let's put in another image. Insert a file. And let's do this little bundle, pretty little bundle of lavender. I think that's a little large. So I think we're gonna put it down in the corner here, like so. I like that. Leave a little space. Okay, now what we're gonna do is, remember, this is just a white background. So it can be printed obviously on white paper. We're gonna print one on like a tea stained or a coffee dyed paper and see how that looks. I think it'll be really pretty. But for right now, let's go ahead and do some kind of a fun design over the page. And oh yeah, this is what I wanted. Okay, I wanna do these little flowers, flower power. And I also want to do it, well, we can do it first. We'll do it first in the gray or black, and then we'll maybe try to do it in another color, because you can change the color of what you're doing. So I'm just going to go in, and all you do is you take your pen and you go like that. That is all you do. How about that? Isn't that fun? I think that's so fun. But I think what I want to do, I'm going to undo it. I think I want to make it more of like, you know, a lavendery color for these purposes. Okay. So we can do, oh gosh, I don't know. Dark purple, I guess. Let's try that. Okay, and back to the brush. And also we can change the opacity again. So it doesn't have to be quite that heavy, okay? So that's where the opacity comes in. So now I'm just gonna kind of go over this. And we're gonna get, that's a little too light, I can't even see it. Okay, so opacity a little bit more, okay. All right, and then you just go like this. See, look at that. And it's purple. And that just gives you like a ready-made kind of background. Isn't that pretty? I just love that. So now let's add some text. So so what we want to do is we got to change, we want to pick out the, the font and something pretty that kind of goes with lavender. Oh, I love this font. This is what I like to use in my videos when I have the little pop-up words and stuff. So we're gonna do that. I think let's see, what is the size here? Do it a little bit bigger. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in here, and obviously I don't want it to say text. Journal. You could say journaling, you could say write. This might be a little too big, we'll have to see. And then, oops, don't do that. Okay, so now let's get it off of that. Okay, and we're gonna move this over, and maybe I just put it kind of at an angle. Isn't that pretty? And that is also in the purple, because that's the color that we have on here. So we could change it to black, but yeah, I like that. That is so pretty. Okay, so let's go ahead and print one of these. Should we also see what it's like to print this on, I think this one we can do, print it on coffee dyed or tea stain paper. I think that'd be really pretty. All right, so let's go back. Now I want to change some things in this file. So I think what we're gonna do is, unfortunately, I think I did put this on this layer. I think what you're supposed to do, I should have created another layer and then done these little flower power things. I didn't. So I think I'm gonna have to kind of recreate this a little bit. Let that be a lesson. Okay, so I'm gonna freeze that, and yeah, see, this flower went away here. But we can add it back in, and we're gonna go ahead and insert that little bundle of lavender all over again. Okay, now it should be on its own layer. Make it a little bit smaller maybe. It's so cute though. Okay, so I'm gonna take that out. Okay, now I'm gonna go in and change this color, make sure that it's this dark color. I'm gonna go back in to this now, and hopefully it will turn out in the gray. Yes. Journal. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and I like that. And so what I want to do now is I want to add a background. So we're going to go back in here, and we're going to insert a file, because there was this really pretty background, and when I said to myself, I want to do one without a background, and then I saw that and I was like, but I want to use that. So now this background, which now is up here, I want to move down here. I want it to be under everything because it's a background. Okay, and are we on that layer? We should be on it. Yep. So I'm going to select it, and just like we did before, we're going to extend this out, and it's not going to cover things like it looks like it is now, because we're going to change the opacity. Just like before, we're going to get it to the right page size. Okay, all right. That is pretty, huh? And I know what you're thinking, well, you can't see all the other stuff. I know. Okay, so now I'm going to go in, and now we're going to change this opacity and make it really, really light. So this is just truly a background. Now, isn't that pretty? That is so pretty. My gosh, I just love that. Oh, that's so pretty. Okay, I want to make sure that none of this stuff gets cut off. Just want to move it down a little so it doesn't get cut off. Okay. Let's see here. Go back to this. Okay. I think that's pretty good. Should I make it maybe a tad lighter? Maybe just a little bit lighter. Right now we're on 35. Let's go to 25. Yeah, just like that. That's so pretty. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to export this one to a JPEG. Okay, so while we're waiting for that to print, let's go ahead and look at these two, the way they printed out. And I know you're very close. Maybe I can lift you up at this point. There we go. Okay. So for some reason, and I don't know why, I printed one after the other, and it made all this space around, so it did sort of create a border. I don't know why. You know, Mercury is still in retrograde. That's all I have to say about that. And then on this one, it looks pretty good. It did get a little bit close on the sides, but I think that they turned out really pretty. I could probably have made that smaller, but I think it looks really pretty. Now, it's like, you know, which one would you rather have? You know, it's personal preference. I think they're both really pretty. And then, of course, on the, you know, tea-stained one, you've got the backside that already is colored. So I've printed this one out, and we'll see what it looks like. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this is gorgeous. This is a keeper. This is a keeper. I love it. I love it. The only thing I might do, I might actually make the word journal smaller and make the background a little bit, even a little bit less opaque. So, well, we're on the word. Okay. Can I just make it smaller? I think I can. Is it actually making it smaller? I don't think so. Oops. There we go. I'm trying to, how do I get it to be smaller? Oh, like that. Okay. It's a little bit big, but it's okay. So I could do that and then go back to the background image and make it, you know, even a little bit less. Something like that. But isn't that pretty? So, so yeah, just like playing with layers. These are all the different things you can do. So if I wanted to, I could actually create another layer. You know, I can create one. You can do the plus sign. And then I can go back in and I can do the little daisy thing or whatever they're called and go over this, freeze this layer. See, I could do that. And then in this layer, I could go back and do our little daisies that we did. Or what are they called? Wildflowers or something? Okay, so like these. Just like that. Just like that. And then, so I could have it both ways, and it's all in one sheet. So anyway, so we're gonna do more of this in the next video. I'm gonna show you some more things with layering and making tags out of your sheets and things like that. But it's a lot of fun, and I hope you find it useful, and I'll see you next time. Bye.